Hello, it is 9:30, November 17th, 2021. Welcome to the weather update. I'm tired and I'm sorry. Uh, they they made a lot of noise today, just put it that way. Didn't sleep too well because of it. Imagine getting woken up every freaking morning by hammering and banging. You wouldn't be too chipper either. But anyway, it was also very warm tonight. I've got a terrible headache. Anyway, let's take a look. And this is just because of the warm weather, warm air coming in. Trying to air it out in here. I might have to put the air conditioner on because it's getting warm, very warm tonight. But yeah, this is the sky this afternoon around 4 o'clock. You can see unusual, long layers of altocumulus. This is ahead of a warm front that has indeed passed through. I could feel it tonight. I mean, that warm front really can really feel the difference. We're going to talk about these tornadoes in a minute, but I'm just going to show you the sky. Here we go again. The unusual, long clouds, and then this is what it looked like this evening around 4:45. Really had these long, altocumulus clouds just stretching across the sky like that. Kind of interesting. But anyway, let's get to the latest on the tornadoes now. As a recap, we had 6 tornadoes touch down on Saturday. The EF0 that went from Woodmere, Hempstead, Uniondale, Levittown. The EF0 that was in East Islip. The EF0 in North Bellport. The EF1, this was the most damaging one. This was the one that caused a lot of the damage to that roof of that Chipotle and that shopping center, and also to lifting the roof off of a apartment complex also in Shirley. That EF1 went from Shirley to Mountville. We had the EF0 from Remsenburg to West Hampton. That blew out the wall in that building, and this is the EF0, the latest one that is confirmed from Hampton Bays to North Sea. So let's take a look at this latest one here, and EF0 tornado confirmed at Hampton Bays to North Sea. So this is unbelievable. 6 tornadoes. It's just crazy. So they confirmed an EF0 tornado in the Hampton Bays to North Sea area of Suffolk County. A narrow tornado likely touched down near Tiana Circle, perhaps coming in as a waterspout off Shinnecock Bay and downing several small pines in a northeasterly direction, probably most likely pitch pines. That's definitely all pitch pines over there. The tornadic circulation likely moved northeast across Smith Creek, with the magnitude of tree damage increasing as it touched down near Mill Race Road. From that point, a 35-yard wide path of hardwood trees was observed to be either uprooted and laying in a northeast direction, snapped to the trunk, or having large branches sheared off, continuing northeast through Columbia Street and Washington Avenue to Hudson Street and Sherman Avenue, and then up to Lincroft Road and Palo Alto Drive. In addition, minor roof and siding damage was observed for a few hours along this path. This included a homeowner on Hudson Street reporting that a screen door was pulled off of the rear of their home and tossed 50 yards to the northeast of their home, as the heavy wrought iron table and large gas grill picked up and pinned against their fence. In addition, a homeowner on Lincliffe Lane reported their roof shingles standing on edge as the tornadic circulation came through. Thereafter, the tornadic circulation likely crossed the eastern half of Shinnecock Bay with an intermittent 35-yard width path of mainly hardwood tree damage skipping across along Peconic Road and Montauk Highway before likely crossing Shinnecock Hills Golf Course and a heavily wooded area to the northeast. The tornadic damage circulation likely dissipated after producing tree damage on Mary's Lane, northeast of North Sea Road in North Sea. No visible damage was noted or reported to the northeast of this location. And they said they estimate the winds at 70 to 85 miles an hour. This tornado lasted from 4:08 p.m. to 4:14 p.m. Maximum wind speed 85 miles an hour. Maximum path width 35 yards and 8.2 mile long path. That is unbelievable. So now let's take a look and see where this tornado went. We're going to go to the maps now and bring up maps and see where this tornado hit. It's just unbelievable, all these tornadoes that touch down. So let's figure out where it happened. So Tiana Circle, that's where it first touched down, I believe. Let's go to the... so it's first touchdown at, let's see. Tiana Circle. All right, let's find Tiana Circle. Pretty sure you know where that is. Let's see, Tiana Circle. Hampton Bays, let's see. All right, so this is where it first touched down over here. Okay, so it possibly formed as a water spout in Shinnecock Bay over there. And then it touched down over here, right around here. This is Tiana Circle. Small pine trees. There may not be pitch pines over here. Oh, well, no, there is a pitch pine there. I'll have to see if any pitch pines were knocked down. I haven't seen any pictures of pitch pine trees down. I'm sure there are. Just haven't seen any pictures of it. You can see this is Tiana Circle. This is what it looked like. Anyway, so it touched down over here, and then it moved northeastward. No, not going to get to that yet. And then it moved northeastward. Columbia Street, Washington Avenue, Hudson Street, and Sherman Avenue. So it kept moving in a northeast direction. Let's see. Oh, here's Mill Race Road. So, okay, here's Mill Race Road here. Washington Avenue, Hudson Street. So this general area right over here was affected. Okay, and there's some big pitch pines over here, too. We don't know if they were felled or not by the storm. I mean, gosh, this is the last thing you would think of is a freaking tornado in the freaking Pine Barrens. Ridiculous. So and then it went past Hudson Street, which is over here. You know, a lot of trees here, so you can imagine all the trees that got knocked down. Okay, so it moved this way, and then it continued northeastward. So we'll go back to this here. Sherman Avenue, then Lincliffe Lane, and Palo Alto Drive. Let's see, Palo Alto Drive. Here's Palo Alto Drive. So this is in the southern part of Hampton Bays that it touched down in. All right, so this is Palo Alto Drive over here, all right? It's crazy, a tornado in Hampton Bays. And yes, News 12 was there. They actually did a decent job covering it. We'll show you that in a minute. So let's see. Let's see. Homer Hudson Street, okay, and then the tornado crossed the eastern half of Shinnecock Bay, mainly hardwood around Peconic Road and Montauk Highway. So Peconic Road and Montauk Highway. Here's Montauk Highway. Let's find Peconic Road right over here. I know that spot very well. So right over here in this spot. So it crossed over the bay and then came back in over here in this spot with mostly hardwood tree damage. All right. It's important because that's a beauty, and hopefully that one was left alone. And that's a beauty right there. Hey, we're supposed to be doing a weather update. Look at these beauties. I hope they were left alone. But you could see this is where it came through. Oh, man, I'll tell you, it's just nuts. And it's getting back to this. So we're going to go to the satellite view now. You can see, ooh, look at all those pines there. Wow, that's really pretty. But anyway, let's get back to this. We're not on a hike. All right. All right. So and then it skipped along the way and then wound up on Shinnecock Hills Golf Course in a heavily wooded area to the northeast, and then it got onto Mary's Lane. That was the next stop that this tornado made. So moved northeast, skipping along the way. Here's Shinnecock Hills. Went through Shinnecock Hills, and then wound up on Shinnecock Hills Golf Course. Let's see if we can find Mary's Lane. I'll Google that. So this is Shinnecock Hills Golf Course here. I don't see a Mary's Lane coming up here. Maybe it's Mary Lane. Nope, I don't see it. All right, it's saying Mary Lane. Yeah, it says Mary's Lane east of North Sea Road in North Sea. So, all right, so basically North Sea Road is went all the way to North Sea, which is all the way over here. So, yeah, this is North Sea Road. So somewhere it dissipated over here somewhere. This is insane. So look at how far this thing traveled. All right, so this is North Sea, all over here. All right, and this is Hampton Bays. That is a long distance for a tornado. 8.2 miles. I mean, this is incredible. And yeah, it did go through the Pine Barrens, and actually one of the parks is actually closed as a result of this. If we go to Suffolk County Parks, The Shirley tornado. It should actually have an alert. Yeah, they do have a Twitter here. They should have an alert on the Twitter page. Here, let's see, yeah. South Haven will be closed due to storm damage. There's numerous trees down and trails blocked in South Haven County Park. And that was from the Shirley, the storm that hit Shirley. South Haven is over here. However, the tornado path was more like over here. So I'm thinking that maybe over here this might be more straight line wind damage than not the tornado. But yeah, this park was definitely affected as well. So just crazy stuff. And again, this is the area that was affected by the Shirley tornado. You know, again, there's pine barrens over here. So it's, you know, I mean, you wouldn't think that, you know, you'd have tornadoes in the pine barrens. This is not supposed to happen, but this is the new normal, folks. Here's another article on the tornadoes with some pictures from Hampton Base. Let's take a look at these. More storm damage from Hampton Base. So you can take a look at some of these pictures here. These oak trees here knocked down. You can see, look at all the trees knocked down here. Look at all. 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. Looks like the pine tree is okay over there. I see in the distance. There's another tree right there, and you can see they all have their fall foliage still on them. So just incredible to see this. Just incredible. This is totally abnormal. Anyway, let's get back to today's weather. We'll pull up the satellite now. Actually, I don't want to close that up. I'll pull up the satellite and see here that we had some of these clouds. We had a lot of clouds around today, some mid-level clouds, some high-level clouds. Fairly cloudy day, but tonight the skies have cleared up, and you can sort of see where that warm front is. Kind of draw this out a little bit, right over here. So once this line passes, I noticed the temperature come up quite a bit tonight as the warm front moves through, and even the humidity coming up. Feels like the humidity has even come up a little bit. So let's take a look at our current conditions outside right now. Temperatures are well above normal for highs. Well, they're above normal for highs, but not even but for lows, they're ridiculous. We're in the mid-50s, upper 50s. South Shore, no relief, 58 in Merrick right now. So no relief on the South Shore. You're actually a little cooler in some of the interior areas like Old Brookville, where it's 47. Islip's 57, 61 at Shirley, 61 at this hour at night. This is why we're getting the severe weather. Is you have all this warm air. 59 at West Hampton. Let me pop up the dew points here. So yeah, dew points are up into the 50s. So yeah, I feel a little humid tonight. I was feeling it tonight, and that's probably why I got this headache. Well, that and this. We have elevated carbon monoxide in our area too, so the air quality is not good tonight as well. So probably why as well. I mean, I felt fine earlier. It's tonight I'm really, this warm air. Like I said, I may have to put the air conditioner on, which is crazy in November, but this is the new normal. You never take the air conditioners out of your windows. They stay in year-round. 55 in Toms River. So let's take a look at what our highs were today. And I think you'll see there'll be kind of probably a big difference in our highs. We'll first go to the highs, and then we'll go to the lows. So highs, we're actually reached our highs now, really, when you think about it. But look at how much warmer it was in Jersey. 67 in Lakehurst. 61 west of Toms River. So warmer in Jersey than it was here with the southerly flow, obviously. But now we're going to have more of a southwesterly flow. Let's take a look at what the lows were, because it was pretty chilly this morning. And there was some really good radiational cooling in certain areas. Even in Carl Place, 27 for a low, 30 for a low at Farmingdale, 28 for a low at Islip, 28 for a low at Shirley. I look at West Hampton there, 21 for a low there. Obviously much warmer in the city. Probably warmer, probably 40s for lows there. Even LaGuardia got down to 39, 34 at JFK, so it was a pretty chilly night last night. You know, what a difference 24 hours makes. It will be much warmer than that by the morning. Let's take a look at Ocean County and Toms River. 28 in downtown Toms River, 24 for a low in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. So fairly close. West Hampton still kind of has the coldest temperature that I could find. That's the cold spot. You get just perfect setup for radiational cooling at night. Let's look at some observations here. We'll just pull this up here already. So we'll just show you what's going on at Islip, so you can get an idea of what's happened this evening as the temperatures have come up. And you can see the temperatures came up 54, and they're just holding. Look at that. It went from 50. See, earlier it was 53. This is late afternoon. Now we're up to 57 at Islip. And look at how the dew points have risen, too, from the 30s, 40s, and now 50s. So we're getting to that warm, humid air. The warm front has passed. And that's why those of us who don't do well in the warm weather aren't feeling so well tonight. So let's go to the models next. And you see, we got that southwesterly flow there. And we're going to be dealing with that tomorrow. And it could be a little breezy at times, too. See the isobars being tight. Here comes your cold front coming through overnight. And then much colder for Friday. High pressure builds in and much better conditions. And then we have another cold front approach us for Monday. And this one is a little slow moving. We'll have to watch again for the development of a coastal storm along this front as it pulls away. But right now it keeps the coastal storm just offshore. But this is going to be a very intense trough. Well, actually, look at what it does. So now this is the latest run now. Look what it does. It has such a negative tilt. The trough actually brings the low back in. And we may get some precipitation on the back side of this, and it kind of just has it sit there. So we never really get into the, we're supposed to, this is a change. Let me look at the previous run. Yeah, see, the previous run had it much further away, but this run has it much slower and has it hooking back at us and actually keeping us stuck in the clouds, and we never really get into the clear air. Though I would imagine we would get some pretty bad lake effect, but it's going to really be cranking that wind. You can see how it's just going to sit there and crank that wind. Well, the foliage will be gone by the end of next week, and it will look like winter, guaranteed. So the reason why this is happening, I guess, is one would have to look at the jet stream, and we'll go ahead and look at that right now so you get an idea of what's happening here. So as we head into, here comes this front, which again, the trough isn't that deep, but it is the second front here. This trough is deep, and it gets kinked up, and it gets kinked up so much that you get a negative tilt, and that is going to, in fact, let me just pull this out to the little, let's go to the North American view, yeah. And again, this is a really kind of messed up jet stream, and they've had a lot of flooding in the Northwest, too. Been a lot of storms there, and again, it's all part of the climate change. More moisture in the air, more rainfall. You can see, look at this crazy narrow trough again. This is what we see a lot of now. You get these narrow troughs. So it's a very narrow trough, and what it does is that's a negative tilt, and that negative tilt is what forms this coastal storm. So we're going to have to watch this possibility for a coastal storm for next week. Originally, we thought it was going to be progressive. So if we go to 12Z, it's a little more progressive looking. The trough, and it kind of just moves away, but it's still got that negative tilt. Let me go to the 0Z model from yesterday. Let's change this a little. So we're going to have to watch this because, again, that area of the trough, this area right here, is where, can't really see that too well, but that is where we have to watch for the development of a coastal storm in that area. So we will have to watch for the development of that. But we'll have plenty of time between now and then to worry about that. But it is a very deep trough. And let's just go to the upper air so we can look at that and again see that trough here. All right, so we're going to look at the upper air now. You can see here comes the trough for Friday. It's just going to be a progressive front, nothing crazy, but it's this deep trough right here. And that area right here, see that area right there? Is where we could see our storm form. It's a little off, but that's where our storm could form right there. And again, we're going to have to watch that. And it kind of just, because there's a big block in Greenland, that's what you call a Greenland block, that's what's going to help the negative tilt come in. And of course, if this was the winter, we would be dealing with a snowstorm. But we're not quite cold enough yet for that, but some areas might get some snow out of that. So we'll have to watch that possibility for that. All right, now I want to look at the European model as well. We can do this with the upper air. So let me change this to the European model. So here's the European model, and again, here's our trough for the weekend, but here's this other trough, and the European also very deep with this trough as well. So the shape's slightly different than the GFS, but they both agree on this huge trough coming through and bringing down some very cold air with that trough. So if we go back, change this to the CONUS, Change this back to the GFS and look at our temperature anomaly chart. You can see, look at the cold air, but look at what it does. The cold air winds up going more to the south over Florida, and kind of doesn't get to us because of the way everything is positioned. It does eventually get to us, but it's just very weird the way that's all set up. We'll have to see how that pans out when we get closer. This is a week away, so a lot can change between now and then. But you can see how much above normal we are tomorrow, and the cold front comes through and puts a kibosh to that. So let's go back to our regions now and go to the HRRR model and look at hopefully this will have the cold front in it. So here we are tomorrow, dry. You can see those isobars close together, southwest winds. So although it's going to be breezy, it's going to be a mild breeze. And here comes this front, and again we have to watch. There's a little bit of a V shape to this front, and just a little bit of a V shape. Now, fortunately, it hits later at night, so there's a little less energy to work with, but there could still be a thunderstorm or two with this, and we're going to have to see because, again, I see that V shape. There it is. And whenever we see that V shape, remember, this is that is always a sign that we could see severe weather. However, it's not orientated in the perfect way, but again, that is a possibility that we're going to have to watch out for with this. And this is, again, the HRRR. So it brings in the rain and the storms, so it won't produce a lot of rain, probably like a quarter of an inch or something like that. That's out of here by later Friday. And then we have strong northwest winds coming into the picture, and the temperatures will drop quite rapidly. So let's go to the temperatures here. So this is, again, the HRRR. It's not going to cool off that much tonight. And tomorrow, I think it's going to be warmer than the models say. I think we're going to be near the 70-degree mark. Dare I say it? I think we're going to be. I know News 12 is saying we're not going to get there. They're under forecasting, by the way, this warm up. But you can see here that that's right, News 12. Let's go to News 12 here for a minute because they did cover the other tornado here. Let's see if it's on their website. The whole house shook. See, so they did give that 1 minute and 56 seconds, which is good. So I'm glad they did cover that. And I'll put the link to their story below. But anyway, getting back to the weather, I think tomorrow will be warmer, even though they're saying that their forecast has it only around 63. Maybe if you're right on the South Shore, because it's South Shore Sam's forecast, but I think we're going to be closer to 70. Let me see what the Weather Service is forecasting for tomorrow, just out of curiosity. They have it at 66. Okay, the News 12 always under forecasts with the temperatures, but I think with that southwest wind and plenty of sunshine, I think we're going to get pretty close to 70. And if you're in Jersey, I think you're going to get above 70. It's going to be a warm day tomorrow. And then here comes that cold front. You can see a very sharp change in the temperatures from the 60s and 50s. Probably more like, it probably will be into the 60s until this front passes sometime after by Friday morning. Then the temperatures drop into the 30s and 40s. And then we're going to have trouble on Friday getting to the mid-40s. It's going to be pretty chilly that day. The other thing we can also look at are dew points as well. Again, we're using the HRRR. We're going to look at several models with this. So here's the dew point, and you can see, again, those dew points. It's going to be a little warm, a little damp out there. And here comes the front coming through, and then boom, it just drops. Much drier air moves into the picture. Much more comfortable, more typical air for November. I want to look at a couple of other models, though, when it comes to this front. Let's go to the NAM3. We have the 0Z NAM3, and so let's see how the NAM3 does. Still have that V shape, and I see that? We're going to have to watch this for thunderstorms. And then look at it. It really explodes when it gets out over that warm ocean. So we're going to have to watch for that possibly. Once it's out, we should be okay. But I can't rule out a flurry. Probably not. Probably a flurry maybe north and west of the city, but probably not here. But we're going to have to watch this front for tomorrow night. I think this might be an area of concern. Let me go to the SPC, Storm Prediction Center, and see if they have us in anything for tomorrow. Let's see, the day 2. No, nothing for day 2. But just you got to remember, they didn't even have us in there. Day 3. No. We'll just have to watch this front. We're going to have to watch this front. So, anyway, the front comes through, things cool off. We'll go back to GFS here, and we will look at the temperatures as we head toward the weekend. So, there's that warm air for tomorrow. Let's see what the GFS gets us up to. I still think it's underdoing it. I still think we're going to see temperatures in the upper 60s tomorrow, close to 70 degrees, especially if you're in the middle of the island. South Shore, probably more like low 60s, but for a lot of other areas, I think it'll be a lot warmer than tomorrow. Is going to be a very warm day. You can leave a jacket at home. And if you're in Jersey, 70 is a good bet, especially if you're in Jersey. But here comes the front. Boom. Look at that. Drops off. And here we are. Friday, much cooler. And by Saturday morning, we'll only be in the 30s. Saturday, we're probably going to be in the mid to upper 40s as well. And then a little recovery on Sunday. And then we have to watch again for that storm that develops. All right. And again, there's some really cold air that's going to come down with that. You can see a lot of it's just going kind of straight, but even Tuesday, we're going to be Tuesday and then Wednesday. Look at that. This is the day that we're going to have to watch this storm again. And that's pretty chilly. And if you have precipitation around, yeah, it's got a little snow developing. So we're going to have to see. This could actually bring our first little taste of winter. Wouldn't be a huge snowfall, but, it could. Let's just have a little fun with this. Let's go to the total snowfall accumulations. Yeah, look at that. And give us an inch or two. So, yeah, to see. Well, we're going to have to watch that storm, but we have plenty of time for that. I'm a little more concerned about tomorrow night's front. So let's go to the skies next. And for skies, I am going to use... All right, well, we can use... Let's move this back over here. All right, so this way back. All right, and I'm going to actually first go to the RGEM for the skies. All right, so as far as tomorrow goes, we're going to have plenty of sunshine. Maybe a very scattered cirrus cloud or two, but it's going to be plenty of sunshine. I don't know how blue the sky will be because we're in a warm air mass, but front pass and then the colder air comes in, and for Friday we should have mostly sunny skies. However, we'll have to watch for a possibility of pop-up cumulus, which could always happen. You never know. Now, for Saturday, we're going to have to watch this cirrus and how fast that rolls in on us. That may roll in on us pretty quick. So, unfortunately, like I said, we're not really getting a setup where we have, lots of sunny days with this pattern. But it looks like Friday is probably going to be the best day to have clear skies, at least according to the RGEM. We're going to go to the NAM next for the skies, and this is the NAM 0Z run. So here's tomorrow, and again, you can see not a lot of cloudiness tomorrow in the sky. Here comes your front, and then Friday, NAM seems to think it's going to be fairly clear. All right. Now, once we get past that, then we're looking at the GFS as far as skies goes. Sunday, obviously, going to be dealing with the clouds, and then we have to watch for the system again. It gets hung up. So instead of it clearing out like we thought it would, here's the 18Z run of the GFS. Now, go to the 12Z. It has us clearing out on Wednesday. But again, we're going to have to see what happens because that storm, and then by the time it moves out, you got the next system already coming in. But you can see there's totally different locations to the system. So it's just, this is a storm that we're going to have to watch develop for next. It's going to be a very deep trough for next week. So I think that's going to do it. I can look at, there's one more thing we can look at here before we do this. And this is the Vent 2 sky and that thunderstorm threat for tomorrow with this front. And I probably have to move this to Friday, actually. Friday, 1 a.m. Let's see if we can find the front. No, it's already brought it through. Let's see. It brings the front through that quick? Brings it through tomorrow night at 10? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this is a little off. This is a little off. I don't know what this is doing. But yeah, if the precipitation forms behind the front, it probably won't be severe. But if it forms ahead of the front, that's what we have to watch out for. So we'll have to see what happens with this front tomorrow night. Let's see, but it will bring much cooler conditions once we get toward Friday. it will be much cooler. Again, we look at the temperatures here, and you can sort of see where has the front coming through earlier tomorrow. This is 8 o'clock. Still has us in the warm air. I mean, you're not going to really feel the cool down until after midnight, and then it'll come through. And then for Friday, and again, this is the Ventu Sky site that we're looking at here for Friday. You can see a lot cooler. Let me see what Ventu Sky does for tomorrow, though. Yeah, it has 70 in Jersey, but, the sea breeze may not be it's trying to think that there's going to be a sea breeze on Long Island, but it all depends on that westerly component. If it's more of a westerly component, which I think it's going to be, I think a lot of areas on Long Island could get close to 70 as well, unless you're on the South Shore. So that brings an end to this weather update. A lot to talk about once again. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. And next we got to watch this front with the thunderstorm threat and see what happens. Hopefully we don't see that. But again, there's also the lifted index too, which we could also look at for tomorrow night as well. And not really that impressive. So hopefully we will not have any severe weather, hopefully. Right now the models say no, but whenever we have a cold front, we have to kind of be wary because the ocean temperatures are very warm. You have cold air behind that front, and there's just more energy in the atmosphere for storms. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.